All right, guys, here's a very cool watch that my buddy Steve over at jtmwatches sent over. I'll put a link to his website in the description, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. I've talked to you guys in the past about JTM, but let's talk about this watch first. So, this is very Seiko Alpinist-like, right? It should have about the same case size, or really close. You're like just under 40 mil. You're like 39 3/4. Lug to lug, you are about 48. The thickness about 12.85, and then the lug width is a 20 millimeter. So very similar size to standard Alpinist, but you're not going to have that inner rotating bezel. So yes, it looks familiar because of the case and, you know, overall aesthetics, but certainly the cathedral handset there as well. But that's pretty much it. You know, the rest of it, it's a 4R35 movement instead of a 6R. This is the TicTac limited edition that they're calling it their 35th anniversary limited edition. It's hard to tell, and I'll try to do some close-ups, but it's a very deep, rich British racing green colorway, and then all brushed or polished surfaces other than like stainless looking, other than the second hand, which has a gold tint to it. So some of this is very difficult to pick up on camera, I've noticed, just because the way this crystal is. Like, you get to a certain point and you can see it just boom, it just full on reflects back. So it's pretty wild. But there's a lot going on here. It's a very good, beautiful, clean looking watch to wear. You could dress it up, or it could be, you know, more of an everyday type sport watch. This is a non-screw down crown, so it's a 100-meter water resist. It's going to be push-pull. You can see there, and you can hack and then adjust the time and all that good stuff. So, and then a nice smooth wind to it. On the back side, I am not going to pop off this protective layer here because Steve already sold this watch. I'm going to ship it to the new owner here soon. And this is, it says right there, a TicTac limited edition, of course. And then there's some other information there as well. Comes on a nice calf leather strap, and it has a nice deployment buckle here. So I'm not going to be able to put it on wrist because, like I said, it is brand new. The new owner is going to take delivery. I'm going to ship it out here, well, right after this video. I'm actually going to ship it out. So let me do some close-ups for you. So I'm going to try to show you what it would look like on my about 7 1/8 inch wrist. Like I said, I'm not going to, strap it down or anything like that, but you can see it's a very good looking, comfortable Seiko watch, like most Seikos are. So and now I can try to do the close up, and there will be some Lume, so I will do a Lume shot at the end, but it's going to be, the Lume is exclusive to just the handset, because those applied indices are, they're not really brushed if you look at them up close, and they're not full on polished. They're somewhere in between, somewhere of like a matte satin type finish. They reflect the light really good, so they're super legible. And then the 12 and the 6 are on full polish, as well as, the Seiko branding is actually brushed. So a bunch of different textures going on the dial for sure. And then right there you can kind of see the gold seconds hand, and then that really rich British racing green dial color. So you can see the finishing on it, pretty much full polish with the brushing on the top of the lugs there. So it's going to have a nice look to it on wrist for sure. And like I already showed the case back there, but you get a look at the TicTac limited edition. That's printed on the underside of that display back crystal, so it's not going to wear off or anything like that. Comes in this box here, which is very similar to what you see a lot of Alpinist and stuff like that come in. It's nothing crazy special, but it is branded with the Seiko TicTac. And then it has an outer box as well that also says TicTac on it. So pricing on this guy, on the szsb021, the best I can tell, it looks like they're around $650 if you can find them right now. But because it is a limited edition, these are going to disappear, and then the price will either stay at least at $650 or traditionally is going to go up. I think that's a pretty safe bet. People don't say, or they constantly say don't invest in watches, but when you have a really good looking Seiko limited edition, they pretty much go up in value. I mean, history is going to tell you that. Like, it's you can't really argue that they won't. They do. So I think Roger, the new owner of this watch, is going to be excited to have this. Hopefully he wears it. You know, he bought it from Steve over at JTM, and I'm going to ship it out to him. And hopefully he wears it and enjoys it and owns it for a long time, because that's, I think, one of the best things about this hobby is just owning them and wearing them. So now the deal with JTM, if you're not familiar with the website, go check it out. He tries to have inventory, but he'll sell quite often. Like, he'll just sell pretty quick. But if you contact Steve and put in like special request, I don't know how receptive he is to this, and hopefully I'm not sending on a wild goose chase and just bombarding him with contacts, but I've reached out to him on a few different occasions with something that was a little difficult to find, and he was pretty much able to source it for me. And I get the feeling that he always feels like, man, this is a lot of money, you know, like he kind of, and for the most part, when us, the watch idiot savants, when we know we want something and we already know how much that product's going to cost, and it's already going to be more than what most people probably want to pay, Steve almost feels bad about it. And it seems comical to me, because it's like, no, Steve, that's a legit price. It's not a bad deal. And then he'll ship it to you. It comes really quick, EMS shipping and all that stuff. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna pop these lights off and you guys can see the handset glow, and that's about it. So there you, oh shoot, got that monster over there just showing off. Look at even the residual glow off it. But you can see the handset there. I know it's not focusing very good or at all, but you can see the classic bright Lume from the Seiko is still there, and good looking on the Cathedral handset. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next vid. Thanks.